All right, so I just recently got into D4 Vessel of Hatred expansion and actually getting some decent gear, starting to min-max a bit. Kind of relearning a few things because I hadn't played since like season 1, but I stumbled upon this Spiritborn Evade build that is wild. Like, Spiritborn already feels good and hella OP, but this Evade is like the fastest, most broken thing I've seen yet, and damn does it feel good. So we're gonna run through what this looks like in action. I'll link the resources in the description below. And finally, we'll do a quick macro setup so you can basically ghost ride into the end game. I will say that I have heard an adjustment is coming, but it may be more in the way of like animations itself, because apparently it's causing some graphical integrity things for other players when one of these builds comes into frame. But should still remain pretty powerful, as a lot of these Spiritborn builds are currently. I don't see them, nerfing yet. We all just bought into it. Pretty cranked up currently with this power, so just don't see them doing it this time around. Not financial advice, but let's check this out. So all of the actual knowledge and big brain stuff is in the Maxwell GG guide below, posted by Insane Bob. Thank you, Bob. So click the link for all the details, but all I know is you need this staff with the fist on the end, okay? Pronounce it. But you need this to get it going early on. You can eventually grow out of this and use something else once your paragons are filled out enough, but this you need to have. It is a requirement. The boots are nice, Rachnoth's Wake, and then I have Loyalty's Mantle, but again, in the guide is different tiers, but to get going, this is a necessity. So let's look at T3 real quick. In Helltide, again, I'm not doing a ton of damage and things, but I am just now getting it rolling, getting the gear figured out, getting the affixes on there. A lot of people know about it. This is just for the setup of the macro, and in case you haven't heard yet, very cool, very fast, very violent. All right, into the macro setup now. I'm using Logitech software. You can do this on a mouse, keyboard, Stream Deck, what have you. If you set up a macro, do that. Any key that you'd like. Make sure it's not something crazy that's gonna send the rest of your system into a panic. But right now, so I don't have the macro set up on this. This is my default desktop mouse profile. So I actually have one for Diablo 4, and going to that, right here, I've got it on back or mouse 4. You could set it up as, again, whatever key you want. You could do F keys. It's literally just gonna set it. I just have it on my mouse because it's the easiest. I literally don't have to touch anything else. Maybe I'll do my potions if I need to make sure I can weather a storm if I get caught in a bind or CC. So you can do repeat while holding, toggle. I have it set to toggle, and then use standard delay should be fine. You don't need the up and down, just the one key stroke. So you don't need necessarily that. And again, like I said, I have it on back. Right now, if I record the keystroke and I set this, it's gonna do mouse 4. So either way, back, mouse 4, that's the one that's set to repeat, because I have back also set to the bound already on the macro, which I'll show you here in a second. We'll reset this. Because I've moved the back button to this macro, which is also the same. That's the mouse 4. So you can do regular to default back, or just drag that in here, and that'll be what works. So then it looks something like this. Now, important thing to know is that one button macro does not violate the terms of service, whereas a sequence of multiple buttons that could. So, take this how you want. You've been warned, but from my understanding, one button is fine. So, as it should be. So yeah, we're cruising at the speed of literally light here with the thunder. So, no problems at all. Very quick, very slick, and you can do whatever else you need to do. Maybe you bind a potion to another button so you could weather a storm. If you needed to, but there we are, Torment 3, and we can join an event without even having to do something. We slow down just long enough to activate this, and then we're just doing circles. You do have to watch out for CC, but we're doing circles. We're gonna satiate the ancient siphons, okay? Once we satiate these siphons, then we'll end the video. But basically, leave a comment below if you have an easier way to set up a macro. This is honestly my first time doing this, so Let me know if you have any tips and tricks for us, any builds you're especially loving, and how you're liking Vessel of Hatred. Do you think they're going to nerf it into Oblivion or just the animation? As you can see, it can be a little bit jarring. I am surprised the frames stay at what they are. I have a 3070 Ti and a 7800X 3D and some DDR5 stuff going on, so I'm not sure if that has, you know, entirely everything to do with it, but yeah, frames are good and it works fine. It is still a little jarring, but there you have it. Again, any questions, comments, leave them below. Appreciate you guys coming through, and happy hunting. Peace.